it's hard to assess who was most aghast by the decision, but you'd have to say Lloyd Blankfein and Richard Branson stand out, don't they?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you know, we talked to Richard Branson right after the announcement came, and he was disappointed. He called it a sad day, and sad that, and interestingly, sort of sad that America, in his view, lost global leadership in such a position. So I think the reaction has been really interesting and really broad. There have been so many people from so many different industries. You mentioned Tim Cook, and you mentioned Goldman Sachs. Lloyd Blankfein out yesterday with some pretty direct words. And let's remember that this is an administration that has a number of people from Goldman Sachs in the administration. Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, says today's decision is a setback for the environment and for the U.S.'s leadership position in the world. And those are exactly the tones that Richard Branson had with us on our air yesterday. The same notion that this is an issue. And what's also interesting, I think, is that this is a business issue. This is a leadership issue, but it's also an issue that I think a lot of people have expressed, a lot of business leaders have expressed their roles as people, as parents, as grandfathers and grandmothers and so on. And it's really affected people in a lot of ways. I think it's kind of surprising to see such an outreach, an outcry from the world of business about this.
Bob Iger, Elon Musk, Cory withdrawing from that presidential jobs panel as a result of this. What sort of blow to the president's credibility is that?
Well, you know, more and more people abandoning the president in different ways. I mean, you know, the fact that he received a minority of the U.S. vote was not reflected in terms of the business community's support for him. You had people like Bob Iger, people like Elon Musk, and many others joining him in business efforts to try to advise the president, wanting to be in the room. Bob Iger was criticized during his most recent shareholder meeting for being involved in the president's leadership council, but said, and in a tweet, as a matter of principle, I've resigned from the president's council over the Paris Agreement withdrawal. He defended this in the past. He said, you know, I want to be in the room, quoting Hamilton, saying, you know, I wanted to be there where the decisions were being made and try to help those decisions be smarter and just. And it's hard to argue with a CEO who's had such incredible success like Bob Iger, and yet just not even willing to be in the room after such an agreement was thrown out the door.